this up when you come back? Or, yeah, when you come back.
It's behind the medicine, I think.
Hmm?
Behind that medicine bottle right there. Or, no, behind the medicine bottle. Medicine bottle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You came, you saw that I was in need of a friend to reach out to me. Had a lot of pain, looked out so sad, with no clue why. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. You came, you saw that I was in need of a friend to reach out to me. Had a lot of pain, looked out so sad, with no clue why. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Yeah, da, da. Yeah, da, da. Yeah, da, da. Yeah, da. You came, you saw that I was in need of a friend to reach out to me. Had a lot of pain, looked out so sad, with no clue why. Yeah, da, da.
If you feel like it, I'd still like to work on the bed today.
Reached out a hand and said,
If you don't,
hey,
that's fine.
my name
I'm
is
still up for it.
Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is
What'd you say?
Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey,
Yeah.
my name is Lumi. Yeah, da, da.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know.
da.
I thought you were just picking up in general.
Yeah, da, da.
You're tired.
Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey, my name is Lumi. Reached out a hand and said, hey.
Huh?
Why you want this down?
You said hot fire, baby. Hot fire. You said hot fire, baby. Hot fire.
Huh?
Happy birthday, happy birthday,
Ooh, I can turn these
happy
headsets.
birthday,
This headset, I can turn it. Here you go, Jackson.
Okay.
Say happy birthday.
Without it putting
Happy
strain on it.
birthday to you.
Go, Jackson.
Okay.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Presents. I hope you
Here you go, Jackson.
have lots.
Okay.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Presents.
Woohoo!
I hope you have lots of them today. Presents. I hope you.
Things aren't always so dark and gloomy. 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 Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Sometimes you just gotta take your mind off of all the bad things in your head. Things aren't always so dark of all the bad things in your head. Things aren't always so dark and gloomy. Things aren't always so dark and gloomy. Things aren't always so dark and gloomy. Things aren't always so
How are you? Hey, it's Cordova. Hold on. No, it's not time. Hello. Hey, sorry, I was on push to talk. Oh, I know. Yes, sorry, I was on push to talk. Coronado. How are you guys? I am too. I'm drawn to unwind. I was gonna join you, Mel, but I never know if people are like here, like separate for a reason. So yeah. So like, were you here for like so? Mm-hmm. Word. Well, I'm drawing. Really? What were you singing? Cool. What were you singing? Mm-hmm. Nice transition. I like it. Um, well, like I'm drawing right now. I can stream it in here if you'd like to watch, or I can go back up there and stream it. Um, oh, okay, okay. Well, I just like to ask before, I just jump in somewhere. There you go. And your voices can't be heard on my stream. I'm just streaming on. They cannot be heard, rather. So yeah, feel free to just watch me work. I'm drawing a portrait for people in my community. So, like, I made a post on the Nextdoor app for, like, people around me being like, hey, I will draw pictures for free. Because I just like having content to draw, and, like, I like doing stuff for people. So, yeah. This is somebody's father who passed away. Yeah, like I've gotten some really sweet requests, like emotionally, like they make me cry reading them, but like I'm enjoying it. Hello, welcome. Really, drawing is a special interest of mine. Like I love to draw faces. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, see, it's funny. Like, I wasn't diagnosed with autism until like 2020. And so I'm 35, and that diagnosis and like the understanding of like, oh, my brain's different, and oh, I do have a really strong. I didn't know how much information needed to be visual for me to like take it in or process it, and like, aut- mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it was something that you always knew. Like I didn't even suspect I was on the spectrum because I was artistic, and I grew up with people being like, "Oh, well, she's a creative soul. She's different," and I was kind of like, "Okay, that must be a." Yeah. Well, weird area. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, it's the appearance of being, it's like, oh, you're high functioning then. Oh, yeah, so you don't need the support. Me, I didn't have the, I guess, the privilege of even saying, hey, I have this thing that I struggle with. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew that no matter how hard I try, no, like how I know that now. It's okay. It's okay. Cause I know a lot of people like the word wrong touches a lot of neurodivergent people like really strongly emotionally. Oh no. Well, no, that's what initially I was like, why can't I do what other? And if you hear somebody snoring, my husband is asleep beside me. Uh, Yeah, he does. But well, he suspected to, but like that he does, and we got to get a sleep study and all that. He is self-diagnosed autistic, which is funny. We known each other since ninth grade, and he in middle school realized that he was probably on the spectrum, but for him that was enough. Like he didn't want to pursue a diagnosis, and he met me in like ninth grade, and
in my 20s, he started joking. Well, okay, so in my 20s, he started being like, "You're autistic." And I thought he was joking for years, okay? So even when he'd look at me straight in the face and like without joke, like laughing, I still think he was joking. And that was funny to me looking back because that was kind of a product of my autism. Like, I didn't see it as, no, it's not, baby. I didn't see it as a joke or as he was telling the truth because I didn't understand autism, therefore I didn't see it. But long story short, yeah, like after I had kids, I started to like see the textbook signs of quote the deficits, all the stuff that they label as like wrong, which is not right or wrong, it's just a difference. But I started to see those. I had three boys, and I was like, so for all I had them 3 years back to back to back. So I have three kids, and all of them seem to be on the spectrum. So I was like, yo, if all of them are on the spectrum, and daddy, I know genetics, like they have a higher chance, but then I was like, what about me? Because I was misdiagnosed with bipolar too, and it never seemed to fit the label. And, you know, oh, oh yeah, oh, trust me, I know, I have done so much research. Yeah, and nothing else. Well, yeah, I'm autistic. I have ADHD and I have premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is a brain. This is why people thought I was bipolar, is because premenstrual dysphoric disorder is a brain sensitivity to the fluctuations in your hormones, and being a female, like that's every month. So I'd have cycles of mood instability. Like I dealt with suicidal ideation. And so I had a hysterectomy just like in January, and I had my remaining ovary out to like stop all that. So I'm in menopause at like 35, but I feel great. Um, and yeah, oh God, I know so many, like, especially neurodivergent AFAB individuals, like, would say because it's a sensory nightmare, and plus it makes your sensory issues worse, and it's just yeah. Oh yeah, just cause there never. Yeah, well, yeah, which is sad because a lot of females think that they have to suck it up and like act all tough. Like it doesn't suck because you complain about it. It like other like females will be like, "Oh, stop complaining." I know, but that's the thing with PMDD. It didn't become a diagnosis until 2016. So like, um, I and I hate, like, I have a lot of chronic pain, and like I have fibromyalgia, and chronic pain sufferers deal with like, oh well, I hurt too, so suck it up. But like it's so, yeah, yeah, it's like, where is, I'm looking for a pen. So yeah, hold on one second, I'll be back. I have to find a pen. I like you guys because you get where my mind is, and like I love the metaphor. I know this, but the way you like, yeah, the using the eraser. I love metaphors and like stuff like that. Oh no, it's isolating in a way, like because b- yeah, it is kind of like a. Oh no, what do you find it isolating in a way that like people will like I growing up black. Well, yeah, yeah. I know. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, as a kid, I had no desire to be with other kids because I attached myself to my art and my imagination. I could. Mm, mm, mm. I experienced all of that except I didn't know I was like okay. So when I started streaming after I went on disability when I was 24, and my husband suggested that I streamed to fill the void, and I loved it. And I play this game Smite, and they have this in-game currency called gems, and I would do gem giveaways. Well, yeah, I would do gym giveaways, and I really enjoyed how people would come together. They would talk, they would hang out, but little, and I was very naive in that I did not see that. But here's here's the thing. I met my best friend who is we've never met. He came just for the gyms, which he finally told me this like a few years ago. We've known each other for 10 years. He won like one of my first gym giveaways, and he stayed, and he is my best friend. So like, but yeah, he's very no there well yeah, and I did not, but I didn't. I was kind of like, wow, nobody stayed. Well, no, I didn't think they were my friends. I was just shocked at how many people did not stay. Chewy stayed, and like I had like this other dude Chico and this dude Sir Bob, and those are my friends. Chico I've kind of lost touch with, but I still talk to Chewy and Sir Bob. But I earned like 2,000 followers over the past 10 years. A lot of it was initially from like when I stopped working, I still had a lot of money before I had kids because I got a disability check, and I saw it as I will spend it on my special interests. Even though I wasn't autistic, I did spend it on my art and my video games because that's all that I knew that made me happy before I had kids not working. So yeah, I do gym sales, and like on average, I get like one viewer with like 2,000 like followers or whatever on Twitch. But like, I was kind of okay with that, but I still was blown away because it's a lot of social stuff I'm very naive with. Because with me, if somebody would do a gym sale, I guess theory of mind stuff, that thing where you can't put yourself in the other person's place without being you. With me, I think I would stay a little bit more than just for the gym sale, so I'd get hurt. Well, 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 a lot of times I would. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's an exchange. It's kind of like, okay, in this experience. But see, I think from what you said, how you tried to fit in and you had to deal with the rejection, like, I did not experience the desire to like be apart until high school. And even then, I would naively get with the wrong people until I met my now husband. Like, my husband is my only in IRL best friend, and we've known each other. Yeah, I love it, but I'm just saying, like, we've known each other since ninth grade, and that's 20 years. And, like, but every other person I've met, I have not been able to maintain a IRL friendship with, and Chewy is the only other person who I have a relationship with, outside of Ryan, really. And it's not that I'm not friendly. Like, I just haven't found my people. Like, that's why this Discord this Discord I've been a part of for maybe some time now, and I've never really talked because I just had my surgery for PMDD like in January, and honestly, that made me isolate through sensory issues would get really bad, my paranoia and my anxiety, my agoraphobia, all of it. It would exacerbate all like my trauma, my CPTSD. It would exacerbate so much every single month, and any friendships that I would try to make, I would leave discords because it would bring up my trauma of people like in the past, and it would make me fearful. And so really I feel like I've just started to live my life like since January. Yeah. Do you not experience them? Aimless in a way, but not. It's like you're driven to, like, obviously, like, keep going. You're not. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I felt that way honestly until I had kids. Had I not had kids, I would have been still struggling. I guess that's a lot with existentialism, right? It's like, mm, well, see, maybe, yeah, yeah, okay. I was getting ready to say describe it. Yeah. Mm, mm, uh huh. It sounds like you overcame your trauma though, like, and you learned from it. Well, yeah, yeah, uh huh, uh huh. So it was just like that was left a lasting impact, which you have. I mean, see, I dealt with a narcissistic mother who, well, Well, it's not that I said that. Well, it's not. I'm not saying that she did. I'm just saying I know that pain, and not the pain that you experience, but on a level of being like, I feel worthless to my mother no matter what I can do. Um, I can't prove that I'm worthy. So, like, and I didn't mean like, oh, you beat your trauma, because no, you never beat your trauma. When the way that I feel like I have overcome my trauma is that I've learned from it, and I've learned how to turn it not into a hurricane. It's more like a drizzle, or sometimes it gets into a really bad storm. Yeah. 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 Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mm. No, right. Right. Well, well, like I relate to that in that I am black. Yet due to my differences and my quote weirdness, my awkwardness, my interests, like I was always seen as an outsider to black culture, especially among black women. Even to this day, when I'm from North Carolina, and the culture here is not very tolerant, even among like black women, black culture. So like I can go out now and I can get made fun of. I'm 35. So I used to be a lot like you in that you said you absorbed all those negative like views of women as a result of your own experiences. I used to not like black culture. I used to be afraid of it. I used to be afraid to admit that, hey, I like this song that is from an underground rapper. Even like, yeah, and cause they taught me, like, the black kids I went to school with hated me for being smart. They most of them, unfortunately, were in the lower classes, and because I was me. I love to learn. I did really well, and that was seen. They thought that I was too good for them, and I didn't understand. They said I talk white, and I was like, I don't know how I talk. I just talk. What are you talking about? They called me an Oreo, which I learned, black on the outside, white on the inside, and I carried so much until like I would say my 20s, until I went to college. I carried a hate, or no, until I met my husband. My husband is a white dude, yet he loved stuff like the Gorillas. He introduced me to a lot of underground rap artists that, hey, I realized there are people like me just I gotta look elsewhere. And I learned to heal from my trauma from Black culture. But for a while, I was a Black person who did not like other Black people because I was treated badly. And yeah. Mhm. 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 Ethnic. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Well, what? How is she now? Has she changed? Like, I'm curious. It sounds like, yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah, I have that. Yeah, yeah. Mm, mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm, My great grandmother was, when she died, she was in her 70s. I lived with my great grandmother and my mom. So I had a younger great grandmother. And my story to my family is that, like, my great grandmother got pregnant and wasn't married, and she tried to abort the baby, my grandmother, by wearing a girdle, which we don't know what that did to her, but she was trying to hide her stomach and, like, at the same time get rid of the baby. Hmm. She hid it that long. Well, see, like, I don't know how long my great grandmother Kathy hid it, but she tried. And my great grandmother, we don't know, she was on disability, and I see a lot of similarities in her, like in me. Like, she was very sedentary. She had trouble cleaning. Like, cleaning, my executive functioning is so bad between my ADHD, my brain fog, and my autism. Like, cleaning is not my strongest, and my husband struggles as well. And, like, suspect my grandmother was autistic, but except my grandmother growing up in a time as, like, a black woman, where in a culture where, spanking your kids or beating your kids was just the norm. My grandmother, I guess, would have meltdowns or something, and, like, she was pretty brutal with my mom and my uncles and stuff. So that's why my mother did well enough to do the best she could considering where she came from. But for the longest, I thought my mother was abusive because I didn't realize how much my autism made me blind to people's facial expressions. And I saw my mom stressed all the time. And I said I lived with my grandmother too. Well, in fifth grade, my grandmother got cancer suddenly, and she died. And I was left with I, thank you. Like, she was like a mother to me. And so I was left with my mother, who was not a good mother because of the mother she had. What, sweetheart? Hey, Ryan. But yeah, it, oh no, it was with me because I was like, yo, because I loved my kids, and once I, like, learned my autism and fixed my PMDD and stuff, I realized, yo, emotionally, I had a lot that I had to suppress, which I think that's where my physical health issues came from, because I would be so strong for my kids, because before my autism diagnosis, like, I didn't know I had PMDD. I didn't know I was autistic. I just knew I had these issues. So I would hold in so much, which hurt my body, I think. Like, I think that's where my fibromyalgia that really came out after I had kids. But they're actually getting up right now from their quiet playtime. I have 3 little boys. Um, Sometimes it is, because between the overstimulation of, like, okay, I need a break, and my husband's autistic, and he's the only one, hey, who works. He works from home, though. And so we're a little closed little ecosystem currently. My eldest is about to go to school for the first time. And we're trying to, find a school for him and get everybody evaluated because we suspect that all 3 of them are autistic. Like, IE, yeah, IEPs. Well, see, the only reason we need the diagnosis is that without that, I used to be a teacher for the brief time. Yeah, I taught art. And so I've seen the school system, and without those without those things, the IEP or 504, te- yeah, you're seen as, oh, you have behavior issues, not you need support or accommodations.
Hey, B. Come on.
Huh?
We need to eat.
Mhm.
Magic the scrapbook?
Mhm.
They might be room right now. Every time we get upset.
Mhm. 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 Not in an inclusion, right? You were separated. Mm. Because they didn't want you to move into the normal classrooms because you were seen as, oh, so you were in the include. So you when you say I don't, I guess, explain. Oh, so pull out. They pulled you out. Okay. Mhm. Okay. See, I don't like that because I know you need one on one, but I like the approach where you have. I know funding's limited, but ideally, it's like I like it where they have someone as an assistant. That way, you can have the experience of being if case managers. See, I don't know any of this, and it's like, yeah, with my kids going to school soon, I feel like so much anxiety with, like, I've joined Facebook groups to try to learn, but even some of the parents who they don't, they're so overwhelmed that it's hard to get good information. So, like, yeah, so a case manager. Mhm. 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 Okay. Okay. I'm so glad that I'm able to join into these conversations and discussions in this Discord because, yeah, it's so isolating. Like, you guys understand, like, I guess, how I communicate, even though I know we all communicate differently. It's like so many neurotypicals, or even like outside of the space in other autistic groups, it feels like it's so hard to join in and be a part. So, like, the isolation just builds, and it's like, it's so hard. So, I like this place a lot. It was very nice meeting you guys. Like, I socially, I struggle, but it's not, I don't fear. I like my alone time a lot, and I have a very small battery for social stuff, but I do enjoy it, like, so it's nice. And I guess they're not getting up yet, Ryan. Okay. What do you want to eat? Mickey D's. Yeah, same food. Same food. Yeah, my diet is so bad because when I'm stressed, I don't feel hungry. And when I do want to eat, it's usually like McDonald's or something I know that will be consistent because I have an onion intolerance and a garlic intolerance. So a lot of foods I just can't. It's like that gives me migraines. Like I hate it. So I have to eat stuff that I know that's safe. Mm. My husband would like you can put anything in oatmeal. Like sometimes I put cereal in my kids' oatmeal, like fruity pebbles or like something so it's a little bit of crunch on top with a little bit of a sweet flavor. Hmm. Really? So do you wet the oats? Or yeah, the milk wets it. So yeah. So you like the texture. Yeah. I love crunchy. Oh my god. So yeah. I get the textures thing though. I feel so I have mannerisms and like preferences to where I feel like I relate to kids. Like my kids, I get them like, you know, it's so hard to push that oh, yeah, I know they have to eat vegetables. I try really hard, but when I'm cooking, just the smell of like certain vegetables, I'm like, this is gross, and I gotta hide that from them. Like, and it's so hard. I try to be honest. I have to be like, mommy doesn't like this, but I will try it, and I try to at least try it in front of them, so they will try it, and even if they don't like it, I try to get them to try stuff, cause I'm bad at not trying stuff. Ugh. And they're yeah. Oh, I am a model citizen for my kids in that I show them that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody can be grumpy sometimes, but I teach them what to do. And like instead of like smoothing it over, when I'm grumpy, I tell them how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way, and I show them ways to where you can be grumpy and feel your feelings but not hurt other people. Like I teach them to have their feelings because me and daddy, like we struggle a lot. I struggle with my feelings being too strong and just like not getting my headspace out of that emotion. That's where what I've worked on after my PMDD has been resolved. My husband, he struggles with not being able to feel his feelings, and them that leads to him being more burnt out, and because he carries so much not knowing what he's feeling. So we work with their emotional intelligence hardcore, knowing our deficits, and they're doing really great with it. Like they'll be like, "I'm sad." They can say, what they're feeling. My 2 year old doesn't talk in sentences yet for the most part. He's almost three. Actually, he's almost three, so developmentally behind, but it doesn't matter to me because it's not that he can't communicate. It's just you got to be around him. Yeah, you got to be around him to learn the way he communicates. And so he says single words, but he'll be like, "Mom, sad." And I'll be like, "Warren, why are you sad?" And he'll be like, "Car." And I'll look around and I'll see his car's tires off of it or something. And he is able to list emotions, which I realized my mom didn't. She didn't know I was autistic and had all these issues. So, yeah. Is it all? Yeah. We can get up. Y'all can get up now quietly. Oh, my kids, they're very emotionally intelligent. You can play Goat Simulator for a little bit longer. I'll set like a 20-minute timer. And after that timer, you'll stop, okay? Amazon, set a timer for 20 minutes. We love Amazon. Even though their privacy.
We have Amazon timer. 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Starting now.
Thank you. Even though the privacy stuff's is like, I rely on the ability to just tell Amazon to set timers because what hasn't for Alexa. Mhm. No, they don't. They don't. But uh, are they better? I think the software is not where it needs to be for what they claim it does. Because, yeah, I think it's not Amazon or Google or Facebook. I think they just, this, yeah, because the cube, we have a cube, and we thought, hey, it's a little thing that's like a little fire stick, but it has more interface. But no, it's terrible. Yeah, and I'm realizing I really hate the way stuff is marketed, and you can't trust reviews on Amazon anymore. The way you can buy them, and that's frustrating. You can buy reviews. Oh yeah, yeah. Like they will send companies will send you a $20 gift card and be like, send us a 5-star review, and yeah, they could be bought. Like, and the influence you can't. And I, I mean, it you certain things will send you a gift card and be like, send us a review, and they're shady because you'll see stuff with like thousands of stars and it won't be real because I've gotten stuff that's been like 4.5 star reviews and it's just not been good, and I've been like, I'm sad. So I hate how deceptive marketing is, and you know, I got our food ordered, Ryan. We rely on stuff like delivery because I don't drive anymore because I had a wreck in 2019. So that's like, I'm still dealing with that. That was the first wreck. So I don't drive, and we have 3 kids, and it's just 2 of us. So, like, and they're young. So we'd have to like load up everybody to go places. And it's so hard for him to just leave without, changing routines hard, and like unexpected stuff is hard, so we rely a little too much on delivery. But or I don't I say that I let people's uh view of me get into, when I talk about it, I usually put myself down about using it because a lot of people, yeah, yeah, it does get the, yeah, I'm in friendly company, so I don't need to downplay it because people get so weird about how could you afford it. They get, and like my husband, he's climbed the ladder about how can I, yeah, delivery. How can I afford delivery to rely on like Uber Eats and stuff? And people, I can't even mention it without hearing people's judgment of me. And I'm like, I cannot cook due to XYZ. It takes executive functioning to like order groceries. Yeah. And then you gotta clean. Oh, yeah. Oh no, I won't at all because I'm not that type of person. So go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to play together.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You're a creative person, yeah. I guess for me, I didn't have the exposure to it enough for to get an understanding, and now it's like hard. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and food sensitivity is like I can't eat garlic or onion, and that's in so many recipes. It'll be like put some chili powder in it. Well, now I have to look up how to make my own chili powder because I can't use the pre-made because it has garlic. So that's frustrating. And yeah, and when I can just you have to dance around it. Yeah. So like, and plus like I said, we have to plan ahead really to know what to order for delivery. We use Instacart, but a lot of times I'll order groceries and I'll forget that I what I have because out of sight, out of mind with me is so real. Like if I can't see it, I forget it's there and what I have, and I feel like I don't have any food to cook. And then I'll order more, and it's so much. My brain just, yeah, my brain just can't keep up with but so much. And oh, I love lists. I love them. But I have a hard time deciding what to put on the list. And it becomes this cycle of OCD like, I got to get it perfect. Like, if I had a system, I have a hard time sitting down to do stuff like that. It's so bad with me, like accessing my ability to focus. So I can draw for hours or, but I cannot do administrative tasks very well. Like, often, not administrative, but, I'm on Adderall. Uh huh. Yeah. Well, see, I'm on Adderall, but I have three kids, so I have to like, even with the Adderall, it's like my brain only has like three slots that can hold three different things at a time. And three is arbitrary. So, like, I'm thinking about my kids, and then I'm thinking about, oh, they need juice, and I'm thinking about, oh, so I need to plan lunch. But then lunch, I forget that it needs slots for to think about what I need to order or what I not what I need to order. If I wanted to cook, I don't know what I have in the pantry, and if I need to focus on that, then I can't focus on the main things. So I am very limited. I can't because I have a lot of anxiety. I sit down and I'm like, oh God, but because each kid likes different things, they have different texture and like food likes.
And now like
Yeah, and that's why it cause it's the same because and people don't get that like outside of these circles. So like it's very frustrating. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, cuz they like have you tried and I guess I have a hard time living with the guilt of people see me as wasteful when I'm like, man, I wish I could. I so wish I could. Yeah, like
who are you
no, I'm not
talking to?
wasteful.
I'm talking to some friends of yours, baby.
No, I'm not talking to you.
I'm talking about mom.
Mom, what
Was
are you talking to? Mom.
well, yeah, it's just people I think
Mom,
they
here is
cannot
a reminder.
do it.
Take
Oh yeah, that's your reminder. Yeah, and it's a lot of jealousy in culture that it's like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
What?
yeah, and that is what I struggle with a lot with black culture. It's like, I don't like the same things that most in black culture like, and there is a hard press to conform, which I don't understand. Even it's like I listen to parents talk to their kids about, oh, that's weird, or they are so quick to label things as weird and awkward, and yeah, understood. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Mm,
found almost inside of the tree, but
mm.
I went through the tree.
Yeah, yeah. Look what it can do.
Stuff disappeared.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Cause I just got banned from a Reddit subreddit. It was labeled as like a safe space for black women. And for because I went there and I was honest. I was honest about my experiences with, like, I can say I have no black friends, and most I saw posts about people saying if they meet black people with no black friends, that's a red flag, or and I'm sitting there like, wait, why? And I was questioning. I don't want to. Well, I hate to think there that yeah, I hate to think that I don't want to deduce that I won't be accepted ever because of my differences, and it's just a inherent fear of difference in black culture. And I guess I wanted to be prove myself wrong. And so, like, I asked too many questions. And I was seen as trying to incite stuff when I was being honest. And then I was getting downvoted just for like a difference of opinion or just speaking from my experience. And I was like, why am I getting downvoted? And they were like, why did I go there?
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Mom, what are you talking about?
huh?
What
What?
are you
Oh,
Oh, Texas listening.
what I'm talking about online. This. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh wait. Oh wait. What are we talking about? I was listening to my kids. Am I? Do I need? Do I not? Oh, I was. Oh, word. Oh, I didn't. Okay. I'm sorry. See, that's so. It's like politics is a hard one for me. Oh, I guess area. Well, see, yeah. Okay, I wasn't aware that.
It's fun playing bird.
That's really hard.
I want to play harmonica.
Well, see, my maybe we need to change the word politics because I thought that was like with governmental stuff.
When are you playing that?
Elder Scrolls.
Mom, I want to play harmonica. I want to play harmonica.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them up.
Cool, Dad. Ooh, that's so cool.
Wait, I mean, I'm listening. I'm just saying the word politics. I didn't know this was covered under politics is all. It's okay. And my boys are up saying like I don't like to talk about like too much in front of them anyway. So like, yeah, that's no problem. Um that's really hard, I guess. That's really subjective as dangerous though. Like,
Scary language.
oh, okay, okay, I get it. So even if your experiences over oh, I get you. So use another word from it.
Subnautic.
use a you,
Yeah.
I can't.
Let's see. Let me get this stuff real quick.
Well, I didn't name, but I didn't name the community though. Oh, let talk. I'm sorry. That's really I didn't know. So yeah. Well, see, I do too. I do too, but it's always a gray area of I didn't know, and I hate being called out, I guess, because it makes me really anxious. So maybe next time do it, maybe message it. Yeah, but maybe next time do it like message it cuz like I hate being on the spot. It's it's okay cuz now my anxiety is like peaked. Like I don't mind doing it. I just hate that I had to do it, talked about it in front of people and it put me on alert like I did something wrong cuz I just went through this experience and I'm like yeah, kind of panicky. I felt like I was in trouble. So, but I do have to. But see, you don't see. I didn't even know. Now I'm nervous to not know what to talk about because, like, for me, yeah, because, yeah, I didn't know that you were a big dog, and not to say that that's nothing wrong with that, but now
I saw a baby dragon.
I'm just kind of anxious now because yeah, I didn't know, and I'm getting ready to leave just because my kids are out. But yeah.
Could I say hey?
All right. Bye, guys, though. It was very nice meeting you.
Mom, I want to say hey.
Ooh. Oh, my goodness.
I heard that.
It was a person who was a mod.
Sound like an ass.
Yeah.